I was born in Russia in November 13th, 1994. I didn't really know that my mom had died. I I just knew that my mom wasn't there and that I was being put in an orphanage. These people from Indiana named John and Jill Stolmeyer came and looked at me, and they liked me and they took me home with them. I came here when I was 8, and they were just always busy. They had a lot of money, and we lived in a huge house, and we always had nannies. We didn't really, I guess, get along. In 5th grade, they sent me to military school. And then in 6th grade, they called me into the office and said, we thought it'd be fun for you, instead of going to military school this year, we were going to send you to a horse ranch in Texas, and you're just going to stay there for 3 months, and then you're going to come back. Lisa and Gary came out to see horses, and then they met me, and they had also been looking for kids, to adopt kids, and they were older, so they wanted an older child, and so they decided they were going to adopt me. And I didn't get a say in it. I was just called and told by John and Jill, this is your new family, this is your new home, there you go. And I cried, and it was really, really, really heartbreaking to just be thrown out like that, because I couldn't see him doing it to their real son. I just felt very betrayed, and so I just said I don't want to. I don't want to go to Gary and Lisa's. I want to come home, and they wouldn't. That was our phone call, and that was that. I didn't get to go home and say bye to my brothers and sisters. I didn't get to go home and say bye to my mom and dad. I didn't get to go home at all. I was just led on to believe that I was coming home in 3 months, and then called and told that you're not coming home. I went to Gary and Lisa's, and I told them repeatedly that I did not want to be there because my family is in Indiana. That's where I want to be. When I came to Gary and Lisa's, I was in 6th grade, and so all the way in 6th and 7th grade, I had what Gary and Lisa defined as issues. So I argued and I lashed out, and I told them repeatedly I didn't want to be there. I want to go home. Eventually, they called me in to the living room, and they said, since you don't want to be here, we found you a new family. And they showed me a picture of them, and then it just really hit me that I was going to have to leave again, and I was comfortable where I was at. And so then I just started crying, and I just kept telling him, please don't send me to them, please. I'm begging you. I will get on my knees, whatever. Please, this isn't going to solve anything. Nope, sorry, told us you didn't want to be here. We're sending you away. We drive to the house, and this was nothing wrong with motorhomes, in my opinion. Mobile homes. Nothing wrong with them. But this was a piece of shit. This was awful. They left the dogs in there for the 3 days that they were in Texas to do whatever the puppies needed to do. Dog feces, and pee, fecal matter everywhere. I remember before we got there, they said we love to watch a lot of movies, and we have a lot of movies at the house. And we got to the house, and I wanted to watch a movie, and she goes, okay, well, here's my cabinet. There's all sorts of pornos. And I just picked the first movie that didn't look like a porno. Her and I stayed the night together that night, and I had to sleep in the same bed as her, which I thought was weird. And she didn't sleep with any clothes on. I slept clothed. What she did under her blanket was her thing. I know the first 2 nights, it was just her and I. And then I think on like one of the nights it was all three of us. And I was sandwiched in there, and I stayed there for about a total of 2 minutes, 47 seconds, and decided that it was getting weird. So I went and slept on the couch. Because it just got, I mean, they didn't try anything, but I'm not going to sleep in bed with a full-grown naked woman and a man next to me. They showed me a picture of a little black, half white, half black boy, and then they had another picture of a little half white, half black girl, and they were probably 5 and 7. And I said, what happened to them? What happened to those two kids? Because they weren't around. And so their answer to my question was, sometimes kids just die, and that they both had died. That is not a sufficient answer. Sometimes kids just die at 5 and 7. I'm sorry, but what the hell? Sometimes kids just die? This was not what I envisioned. I never thought that I would be passed around like a dog from home to home to home. I never thought any of this was going to happen.